What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine?
Holy, do y'all see this? Yeah, we still talking about Hogwarts Legacy. It ain't over with. The Gamer. Hogwarts Legacy made us ignore transphobia, so what's next? But that's not the punchline here. You see this? Gamers are spineless, according to the Gamer. According to Jade King or Jade King. I would venture to believe that's Jade King. Hogwarts Legacy has sold over 12 million copies. Good job, everyone. We worked together to show that pesky woke boycott who's boss and stuck up for the little billionaire and multinational corporation. The continued acceptance of J.K. Rowling's universe and its transphobic baggage is a clear sign that gamers are willing to throw aside societal progress and the support of minority groups if it means playing the next big. Don't fucking do that. Not minority groups, just trans people, nigga. Don't try to group everybody in on that shit. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. We'll continue reading. February was an avalanche of moral compromises for fellow critics, friends, and family. I watched as they bargained with their personal worth as a trans ally if they decided to buy this game, their excitement outweighing the pleas of us fighting for human rights on the sidelines. There is no human right that a trans person does not have that regular people have. What are we talking about? Knox says, I mean, there are African Americans with whiter shade. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Was it previously stated that she had always been white? Genuinely curious. As far as April goes, based upon, because Ripper is more of an expert on this, that's why I played a portion of his video. He said that people were trying to claim that the original version of April was meant to be white based on a previous design, but it was just a white woman with curly hair. He also said that the first issue ever with April being in it was clearly a white woman. And then Karen, how do you say your name? Carrion Davies asked, am I going to be playing video games to stream? Tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll be playing Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That's when we'll be playing that. So early in the afternoon, we do our news dump where I kind of go over a couple of stories. It could be involving video games. It could be on a various amount of stuff. We try to keep it within the nerdosphere. I call it the nerdosphere. And we talk about that. And then normally at 6:30, between 6:30 7 o'clock, we start our gaming stream where we play. We've done Dead Space already. We completed Dead Space. We recently completed Hogwarts Legacy. And we're now on Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Now, I don't know how Wolong Fallen Dynasty is going to take because that game ain't easy. All right? We've been getting our salad tossed on stream. I'm just keeping it a bean. For Dead Space, it took us a couple of episodes to get our first death, and we probably ended the stream with about 7 or 8 deaths. Hogwarts Legacy, we might have died. It was less than 10 times. Well, towards the end, that final boss got us, so it might have been like 11 or 12. But Wolong, we're already, I think we're on death number 30 something. Possibly more. Holy, Wolong is not playing any game. So back to this. So yeah, there's no human rights that trans people don't have that regular people have. Here at The Gamer, we decided against reviewing or guiding Hogwarts Legacy. Our coverage instead serves to inform the greater conversation and shine a light on how its potential success and the ongoing boycott speaks to a far larger societal issue. There is no issue. There is no issue. People wanted to play a video game, they played it. You can either play it or not play it. You're mad because of what other people do with their life, their money? Cut it out. But with how rampant transphobia is becoming in today's world and the tangible connection it has with the wizarding world, you have to ask gamers whether they purposely cast aside the red button issue in favor of their own enjoyment. If the buck doesn't stop with the public treatment of an entire minority group, where exactly does it? First of all, cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. The quote unquote transphobia that you're talking about is due to your own group. And it's not even a group. It's not even trans people. Shout out to trans people. I do not believe most trans people behave this way. It's these quote unquote allies. Bullying people, harassing people, telling them they need to delete themselves on Twitter. These quote unquote allies who have nothing else to do with their life. They have no purpose. And so all they do is get on here and virtue signal and pandering and attack people for wanting to play a goddamn video game. Have you lost your mind? The video game itself, which has trans people in it. She wasn't a problem. She wasn't preaching. She wasn't telling you how to live your life. She was just in the video game existing. I have no problem with trans people existing. I didn't have no problem with a trans person being in the game. She wasn't a problem. She wasn't, like I said, she wasn't preaching to me, hey, you should be trans. No. Shout out to the, trans community. I do not believe that all trans people behave this way. I believe that most trans people are decent people. Trying to live their life in peace. But y'all got to get a corral on these quote unquote allies. Because these are not your allies. These are people that's making y'all look bad. The success of Hogwarts Legacy was never really down to how many copies it sold or the overall Metacritic score. Its real victory is that it received with open arms. That it is received with open arms, despite the creator of its universe demonizing trans people and widening a divide that is now warming its way through everyday bias in the minds of politicians and the public. Demonizing? All she said was women and trans women are not the same. That's demonizing? You see how they take the language and they change the words and the meaning of those words to paint specific narratives? Demonizing? Really? Wow. That's all I got to say is wow. Demonizing? We're not going to read the rest of this. This is blasphemy. But just remember, this is what these people think about you. They called you spineless. Jade King. Self-proclaimed ally. Hilarious. Anyway, so we...
Let's go. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man.